Hi, I'm Matt, and this is my second live stream where I try to write a song in 1 hour. Before I start, if you hear any fan noise, it's because I did one of these yesterday and my camera kept overheating. So I've had to put like a big fan behind it. And actually, here's a video of it that I took before earlier. And that fan actually looks quite small in the video, but it's huge. And yeah, my tiny little camera just kept overheating, but hopefully we won't have that issue today. And if you see me looking over here all the time, this is all kind of how I'm controlling it. I'm kind of like learning as I'm going, and also I'm traveling at the minute, so my setup is a little, well, quite a bit smaller than what I'm used to having. So let's just get into Ableton. Basically, I think basically yesterday there was a sound on the OP1 that I really liked. And it's this kind of like really dirty kind of sounding thing. Like, I quite like using that as a premise for this. So what I want to do is set the tempo. Oh, first, actually, let me get the counter going at the top. You'll see that now changing. If I cut here, you'll see it like around here, there, little timer there, just so you know. Actually, it's more so how I know how long I've got left. But let's first, use this as a bass. And I quite like the idea of maybe actually starting the song quite fast, and then maybe using this as a bass, and then maybe actually slow the song down actually and see where we go from there. But let's just tap tempo it. That's actually 120 BPM. Okay, that'll do. Actually, as well, I'm going to get a drum part in there as well. Let's just use the techno kit for now. And just fall on the floor. And that seems slower than what I was playing, but that'll be fine. Yeah, let's record that in. Cool. Let's just copy this, use this as a bass. I'm just going to be copying and looping quite a lot just to save time, because I do only have the hour. And I think my playing was okay there, actually. I think it was pretty fairly tight. So with that, I think now let's try and maybe create like a bass over that. And I'm going to use the same sound, just go an octave lower. Oh, hang on a minute, I need to enable. Use some of the filters that are on the OP1. That sounds pretty cool. Let's record that in. Oh, got the wrong one selected. There we go. That's pretty cool. I was actually kind of bringing up the filter as it was going on, but it's kind of a bit more subtle than I was hoping. But I think that's a pretty good bass, actually. Bass for the bass. So let's have a see how that sounds. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I should also mention that I've managed to install more of my plugins as well. So I've now got iZotope Trash, which I'll definitely be using today. In fact, I'm actually going to throw it on this bassline I've just created now, actually, because I feel like it's getting a little bit lost at the minute. So let's see, Trash 2. I was a massive fan of Trash 1, and Trash 2 hasn't grabbed me as much. Although actually this actually looks like the original Trash 1 interface. Interesting. It's different on the Mac. It's interesting. Okay, let's do some soul. Let's see, add muscle. Do maybe a mix halfway. And I also want to sidechain this bass line to the drums as well. So I'm just going to use the built-in Ableton glue compressor. That. And obviously sidechain, hit the kick, and then EQ it. And because we want to make sure it's only targeting the lower frequencies, because we're probably going to have some hi-hats. Push up the threshold, you can see that it's already affecting. So if we turn off the, push up the attack, just so we can remove those little flicks a little bit. Yeah, okay, cool. Okay, what I want to do with this kind of lead part that we've got here. Sorry if you can hear a drill. Someone's drilling, and I think below me. So if you hear that, apologies. But what I'm going to do with this lead part. Oh, thank you, Catherine. I just saw your message. But yeah, what I'm going to do is with this, I'm going to basically filter it, so you just hear the low end, and then we'll increase it with the high end as it goes. And I'm going to use the Waves Q1 for this. Oh, come on, Waves. Taking a while to load up there. All right, so start off. In fact, also while we're at it, I actually want to put a low cut on here anyway, just so the mix is nice and clean. That'll do, and then we'll just duplicate that and use this as a base for the kind of filtering. So we'll start off there, and we'll automate it. So it'll slowly increase, and you'll slowly get that kind of sound come in. In fact, I'm also going to do the same with the bass as well. Or actually, we can use the mix level on Trash. So it slowly becomes more and more distorted as time goes on. Let's just go up to maybe like 60. And also what I'll do is I'm going to move the kick drum so the kick drum doesn't come straight away. Okay, kind of what I'm hearing in my mind is maybe like almost like a snare part and like a hi-hat part, like a kind of thing over it, over the top. And I'm going to use, what should I use for the kit? I think I'm going to, let's actually use Addictive Drums 2 for this. And I'm thinking we're going to go for like a kind of almost like a real acoustic kit sound, but then distort it a lot, I reckon. Although they do have some kind of cool sounding synth drums actually as well. So maybe let's make the part first. Like a This is when I wish I had a MIDI keyboard with me so I could just play the part in the keyboard. And unfortunately, the little OP1 doesn't have a MIDI out, as far as I know. Not the OG one, anyways. And I'm pretty sure the OP1 field does. Anyways. That's interesting. Let's just change that kit. I always like, they've got a kit here, which I think, yeah, worn out heads, which is really cool. It's quite authentic sounding as digital kits go. Let's just leave this. Something like that, but obviously I want to change the velocity a little bit to kind of give it more of a feeling, more of a vibe. And let's get this kind of hi-hat part. Obviously I don't want the kick drum in there once I've actually done this properly, but so I'm going to have some open hi-hats with some snares. Yeah, that's pretty cool. And then what I want to do is add some distortion to that. So I'm going to use my favorite Trash 2 again, plugin. And we'll just use some presets to save some time. We'll use the percussion, some of the percussion presets, amp fill. I love that, but it just needs to be a lot quieter. So let's put that down to -12 dB. Listen to the kick drum. And then copy these again. Make sure the automation's clear from that. Yeah, so unfortunately those hi-hats are far too shrill, I think. So let's relook at this again. Yeah, that's really shrill. Well, that's kind of interesting. Okay, cool. Let's just lower all these levels down a tiny bit, because I think we're getting a little bit of peaking there. Okay, I think we need another element when this drum comes in. I'm thinking maybe something else on the IP1. So let's see what we've got here. I think that's the sound we already used, but I do like it. I'm just gonna have a quick jam over this and see. Yeah, something like that. That's quite like that. Let's record that in. That sounds all right, that. I have no idea what genre this is yet. I'm kind of, a lot of the time when I write songs, I'm just kind of flying with it, I suppose. I've not got no real intent with this one, apart from the fact that I just had that sound on the OP1 that I really want to mess around with. Okay, so how long have we got? Oh, 45 minutes. We've only been 15 minutes. Okay, it's actually, I thought, I remember when I was doing these in the kind of, I said in one of my other videos, one of the first videos I did were these kind of try and write a song in like an hour basically. And I remember the time, did 3 of them like 2 years ago, I think. And I remember the time flew by, which just went so fast. So it's nice to know I've still got 45 minutes. Okay, so I think in terms of, I feel like these are still like kind of section A's, essentially. We haven't got that kind of drop yet. Maybe, so there's a really cool plugin by Baby Audio called Transit 2, and it's very, very, very good. So let's see what we, again, I'm going to use presets to save time. Let's just see. Yeah, I already love that. So I'm going to automate this to slowly increase just straight to 100%. And I wonder how this is going to sound on its own when we leave this. Okay, I'm just going to copy this note. I'm thinking kind of like a bit of a glitchy drop. It's actually not the result I thought it was going to be doing. There we go. Almost sounds like a siren almost. Okay, this is kind of cool. I'm going to remove this kick drum though. Quite like maybe halfway through this we copy another note. Yeah, no, let's copy that to come in halfway through. Don't like that note that I copied, so I'm going to get rid of that. And I'm also going to put a high cut on the first drum kick, the first kick part we put in, just because I want to kind of remove the higher end and have it kind of a bit more subdued. Yeah, that's cool. I'm going to just automate that so it doesn't affect the original part. Now we need a really big kind of drop, I suppose. And again, this is the second one I've done this. Well, I did a live stream yesterday and a live stream today, and both songs are kind of dark actually. I'd like to maybe write something a bit happier next time. Let's kind of automate this kind of filter. We've got the frequencies when the drop comes. Thinking like I must do simple. Maybe do like an off-hat hi-hat. And then let's try copy this again. I'm gonna consolidate this. And I'm actually going to pitch shift it maybe an octave lower. Let's see. Yeah, it's very, very interesting. This is the section. Getting slightly techno-esque. We've got the OP1. I'm thinking maybe kind of bring out a heavier bass than what we have here. This one here. That's what we've got. I'm going to use the Baby Audio BA1, which is an awesome synthesizer, VST. I'm going to use just some presets just to save time because I've only got 38 minutes left. So, what's Benny? Let's listen to Benny. Interesting. Let's bring this an octave lower. I'm going to drag these notes out just so they're 3 measures each time. I'm also going to get the glue compressor that we used on the original bass and put it on this. That's cool. And I'm also going to then use this. Waves have a plugin called Submarine, which is very cool. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I think it depends on the signal. If the signal's super clean, it can create really, really good sub. But no, that sounds pretty heavy. Let's see what we can do in the settings of the BA1. Ooh, okay. I like the idea of automating that. Sounds pretty cool, which is the FM amount. See how that sounds. That was a total accident, but I actually quite liked that. And let's duplicate that. Get rid of the submarine because we only need one sub. I'm also, before I edit this, I'm going to add low cut on this, because this is just to thicken up the bass line. Obviously the mids and highs, we don't need to thicken the low end up because it's already very thick. So what we can do with this, let's try to find another preset, different sound. Let's start that high up and bring it down at FM level, at the opposite to what we did with the first synth. Hang on, look at them again. Let's delete the automation that we had originally because I duplicated this channel. So okay, let's hear that all together in context. Let's shift that back to normal. It's interesting, it's not really, I don't know if it's fully my cup of tea or anything, as us British say, but let's just go back from the beginning, because I feel like it's completely different. Almost turning into a completely different song. Yeah, I like the first bit. I really don't like the second bit. So I think I'm just going to scrap that. I've still got 32 minutes to go. So we're almost halfway mark, and I think I could scrap this and do something else because I'm not feeling that at all. Well, let's not delete it. I'm just going to shift it to the back because you never know. Maybe I'll run out of time and be like, okay, I'm just going to throw that section back in. Yeah, I like this whole intro bit. Okay, I think what I'm hearing, I want to like filter that kind of acoustic drum part we've got and kind of filter it out because I like the idea of, I'm going to get back on the OP1 with these parts, see what I can come up with. I'm also going to automate maybe this, see what we can do with this part as well. Okay, so what were these sounds that we had? That's the bass. Oh yeah. Let's go back. Let me hear this again. I think I want to go back to that actually for this. So time is a little bit off there, but I can fix that later. Right. Okay, I think that's a better progression. I think I just need to obviously work on the drums. Maybe get some like 808 hi-hats in there, maybe 16ths. That'd be quite cool. Timing's really not good, so I'm just going to copy another section. Okay, so I'm just fixing these little bits. I also need to sort out the automation again because it's sort of maybe all over the place. Cool, that's done. Oh, so I messed up here again as well. Okay, automation sorted. Actually, that's sounding kind of cool. Automation. I think what I'm going to do is maybe bring in, let's have a look at the cymbal samples that we might have here. I feel like we need some kind of cymbal to drop in when this kicks in, because this kick in is kind of non-existent at the minute. It's quite a lame drop, but we will hopefully fix that. I've got 26 minutes left, so hopefully I can sort that. Right, samples, search for cymbal. That's about cymbal, right? It's quite nice, a little bit tasteful. And what I'll do, in fact, I did this on yesterday's live stream as well, where I took this and then reversed it, and then took out the very last measure to kind of get this. going to put some reverb on this cymbal because it kind of just drops out very quickly. And for this, I'm going to use the Baby Audio Spaced Out, which is a plugin that I absolutely adore. I use it all the time. Let's set this to small space. Let's put it for outer space. Yeah, that's more like it. But what I also want to do, because you can still hear it in that gap, I'm going to automate the on and off because I want that drop to be super clean, completely silent. So, these 16th hi-hats, I'm going to move them, maybe just have a hi-hat that's on the offbeat for this first little drop section, because maybe we can almost treat it almost like a techno vibe and slowly build up, add elements. I mean, it won't be techno because techno progression's usually very, very slow and intricate, where I'm just like jamming it in basically. I'm hearing something. Yeah, this like noise, this noise here. I can imagine that last bit going kind of, which I think it's just a semitone higher. Yeah, something like that. Yes. Now what I want to do is have a look. Oh, the timing on that last bit's a little bit off as well. Let's fix that quickly. And I'll go back and fix all that in a little bit. I'm just thinking, I want to look at this sound a little bit. Oh no, it's not that sound. It's the. I want this to evolve a little bit as the time's going on. All right, let's just take all that automation out. Maybe I think I want this to kind of progress a little bit as well in terms of its sound. So maybe let's try put on the, not transit, but let's use Trash 2 by iZotope and see what we can do. Quite like the idea of making it a little bit more muddy, you know, kind of slightly distorted as time goes on. Aggressive, let's have a listen. Far too much, but that's not working. That's not working at all. Let's try Baby Audio's Transit 2, which is what I clicked on before, and I thought about it. I'm just using presets just to save time. Oh, yes, 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 yes. I like that. So I think with this, I'm going to kind of have it slowly progress very slowly. Interesting. I actually almost kind of want to reverse that, actually. I think having it start on for this section and then slowly coming off. And if that last bit, I'm going to push it right up again because I quite like that, how it's finished. Yeah, that little bit at the end's cooler. So. Kind of hearing, sorry, I just had to cough there. I'm kind of hearing a note change in this part as well. It kind of follows along. What I'm going to do is copy this to here because it's that timing is slightly off as well. It's just bugging me. So, all right. So this, let's see, shifting up maybe there. Yeah, that's the note I'm looking for as well. Let's just copy this. That means I'm going to have to look at the automation again. That's fine. I mean, it's all sounding a little bit weak at the minute. Obviously, this is very early stages, but then saying that, I've got like less than 20 minutes. But very early stages, but I think we can hopefully fatten it all up a little bit, maybe. But what I want to do before I forget is copy all this because I love that little note change that we did with the pitch shifts. And obviously, I'm going to have to go around and automate all this again from scratch. And I think, if I remember right, we had this start all the way up and have it come down all the way to this last bit here. Oh, but we also need to look at the filter that we created as well. Right, the bass I definitely want to look at because it's not doing enough, or at least I love the notes. I just mean in terms of it's not filling enough space. So we do have a trash on there ready. I think. I think what I want to do is add the Waves Submarine on this and just create a super low end, and then look at adding maybe another trash on top of that, and then increase the sidechaining on the kick drum, so it's just almost like a dubstep sound maybe, but not, if that makes sense. So let's just get this, let's have a listen. Right, I think we need to turn off sub 2. Yeah, that's sounding really nice. So what I'm going to do is then duplicate this, We're obviously going to put a low cut on this duplication, take off all the bits before because we don't need that. Just for the drop. So first things first, let's get a low cut on this because we only need one sub going off at the same time. We want our mixes to be clean, innit? Well, this is obviously right at the end of the chain because what we want to do is I'm going to remove this trash and bring in a new one, but put it in after the submarine. I'm hoping we can get some kind of really nasty sounding. Oh, I picked Transit 2, not Trash. Another great plugin. No, Trash 2. Let's just look at aggressive for now. I'm just going to go for the presets because, oh yeah, already I like that. Let's push the threshold up on this sidechain because I really want it to push the gain up on the source. Oh, and then put that low cut on because we've already got our sub in both of the bass together. Yeah, that sounds pretty good. So let's listen to this track. Oh, hang on a minute. Another thing I want to do is have the submarine deactivated and then activate it once we get to the drop. That is not loud enough, actually. Let's have a look. I think I kind of want more. Definitely want more. All right, I'm going to go back to that preset I had because I did like it. But I'm going to actually mess around with the. Oh yes, a little bit. And I'm going to put a slight high cut on that because the high end's just a little bit nasty. Yeah, it's nice. But that's sounding pretty heavy. It's the drums. The drums are really lacking for this. Okay, how long have I got? 12, right, 13, just under 13 minutes left. Okay. So I need some good drum sounds. Let's have a look at Ableton's kind of default ones. I kind of like the idea of actually creating a bongo pattern for this section. That's some percussion. Really want one flan. That's actually adding quite a lot. It's actually adding a lot more than I thought it would. What I want to do is to make these punch a bit more is add the Waves Magma BB tubes, which is really cool, like tube saturator. I just use it all the time. If you've watched any of my videos previously, you'll know that I use it all the time, and I always push the bass relief up because that will keep the bass nice and clean. And I like the idea actually of pitch shifting these. So what I'm going to do is create an audio channel, audio track, sorry. Have the bongos record into it. And I'm just going to actually record a sample of it. shall do. We have 11 minutes left, so I'll use that. And what I want to do is just see how this sounds if I pitch shift these, like maybe like 4 semitones down. I like that. That's cool. It's almost adding some kind of almost melodicness to itself as well. Now, if you just noticed that I've actually pushed it just a slightly more percentage up, just because it's slightly tonally slightly out. I mean, it's still slightly out. I'd probably, in fact, if I didn't have 10 minutes left of this, I'd probably spend like a good hour pitching it each note to make sure it's in tune. Yeah, it's not sounding right actually still. Do I prefer that to the original? Actually, I might actually alternate between them. Why not? No, I'm going to go with the originals for now. This kick just isn't doing it for me. I'm a big fan of layering drums. Just keep layering. Duplicate that. Get the audio track. Let's find a nice kick drum, right? I like the kick there. That sounds pretty smooth. Oh no, it's an audio track. I think the time is getting to me. I know that it's oh, hello, Lucas. I don't know if you're still with us, but thank you for being there. Thank you for commenting. I hope you're enjoying. Okay, so let's quickly create this kick drum. Let's just do 4 on the floor. Yeah. No, oh my god. Yeah, the pressure, the time pressure. Now I've only got 7 minutes and 33 seconds left. Okay, I think that's going to add a nice bit of thickness to that kick. I'll lower the percussion a little bit. I like that little filter effect, but obviously too much drops out. I can't pause. My computers have. Oh, there we go. Finally. It's very hot. It feels like it's actually too hot to touch here. So hopefully it will last till the end of this. You've only got 6 minutes left, my friend. I'm going to keep this little kind of repetitive sound going as well. Make sure I don't need to mess with the automation. That all looks good. And I like the idea of maybe copying this last phrase, each one maybe. Might sound. that last bit. I don't even know what that was. Okay. How's this intro sounding? I've got a feeling this is going to be so disconnected now. Oh no. Oh yeah, that's one thing I want to do is tighten that sound up, because it's not tight enough for my liking. So I'm just going to copy that one phrase, because I know that second time round was probably the tightest. And then go back to the automation and sort that out, because it's a mess now. Okay. What else do I need to mess around with? Oh, looks good to me, automation wise. I think also I'm gonna, with this kit, I'm gonna lower the high end, kind of have a filter in as well. Yeah, subtle, but okay. I mean, I've got 4 minutes left. I don't really know what else I can do. I'm not entirely even sure if I like the song, but I don't really know where it would fit. I'm not entirely sure what genre this would be. But I think what I'm probably going to do is do some quick mastering on this, and we'll have a listen to the whole thing, because I've got 3 minutes left in the clock. So yeah, I don't know what else I could do in that time. Okay, so I'm going to use Ozone 11 for some quick mastering, and I'm just going to use the preset of the under all-purpose. This depth and clarity. I mean, this might make the hi-hat, the high end a little bit too much actually, but we'll see. Let's pop that there as well. Okay, cool. I'm just trying to think if there's anything else I can do before we have a playthrough. I did have this. Let me add this other section that I created actually, just to see. Yeah, no, I'm glad I sacked that off. that's not that good at all. Okay, let's have a playthrough. I don't think there's anything else I can add. Maybe actually let's add this reverse symbol at the very end. It's that kind of nice little exit out to the song. If you can call it a song. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Let's have a listen. Okay. Yeah, it was peaking a little bit at the end there. So I just wanted to get into the mastering and change it a bit. But actually, you know what? I think there might be a little bit of potential in there. Maybe I think that there's some elements that I actually would really like to maybe return to and kind of look at, because I like some of the melody parts. Oh, we don't want that though. That section was a section I wrote before, quite early on. If you just joined, and yeah, I didn't like it. Didn't like that at all. But yeah, I think there's some elements in there. Let me know what you think in the comments. I think that's probably it. I mean, we just ran out of time, anyways. But yeah, I think that might be it. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Yeah, let me know what you think in the comments as well. This is only my second live stream for this channel, so it's fun, and it's interesting to be kind of limited as well. I mean, I love all this gear. I feel very appreciative to have it all. But this is obviously I'm traveling at the minute, so this kind of travel setup. But yeah, I hope you have a beautiful evening or day or wherever you may be. Yeah, thank you so much.